Thank you for taking time out with Premier Sports Officials Association. Sean Johnston here from Omaha, Nebraska, bringing you NFHS NSAA training tape number 9. The plays turned in this week. Once again, fellow officials, fellow coaches in the state of Nebraska, and observers, and the collection of information shared between evaluators, observers, assigners, Nate Newhouse at the front office is great collaboration to bring you the information of the rules, mechanics, and signals. We're going to start out here with a play at the end of the game when time is of the essence. All right, where is the spot forward progress, and what should we do with the status of the clock? These situations change as game situations change. So we have a 28-21 game under 1 minute left to go in the half. The team on offense is down by 7. So they're trying to get out of bounds, and it's first down. So really, first down to second down and short is not as important as getting out of bounds for this offensive team. So yes, normally forward progress is going to be right here. First contacted at the 50-yard line. However, they're in bounds. So now this ball carrier is trying to get out of bounds. So we're going to change our philosophy in this situation. Now his forward progress is going to be try to get out of bounds. So if he does get out of bounds, his forward progress is where he has taken himself. So it is clear the receiver is trying to get out of bounds. So yes, he's going backwards with the ball, which a receiver can do, but he loses the 50-yard line at this point. He cannot keep the 50-yard line while getting out of bounds status if he gets there. Officials, we've said this before, do not get on top of the play. The closer you are to the play, the less you see. Stay back. You are going to be able to view all the action much better farther back away from the play. So as we play this out, what we need to have is the body part down right now prior to that ball touching out of bounds? So though we know the ball does touch out of bounds, is there a body part down prior to that? If your judgment is a body part down prior to that, he did achieve the line of gain, even at the 49. That was the line of gain. So you're stopping the clock. You want to place the ball clearly in bounds with open palms towards the middle of the field, signal in bounds. If your ruling was out of bounds, stop the clock, place the ball clearly out of bounds, and then with your palms towards the stands, go backwards, signaling to everybody out of bounds status. But mechanics is going to give you the best opportunity to get this judgment correct. This week's focus is going to be a lot of when in doubt philosophies. So on this play, when in doubt, catch or no catch? You make the call. And there's the ball that is loose. All right, so we always got to go back to the definitions first. We have to have clear possession, one body part inbounds. If we have clear possession of the ball here with one body part down inbounds in the end zone, the play is dead. Now, if it's a true judgment of is there a juggle versus possession, when in doubt, wipe it out, no catch. Mechanically, back judges, once you know that goal line is not going to be threatened, leave that goal line and get as deep in the end zone as you possibly can and get set to see this whole entire process of the catch. So the ruling on the field is a catch for a touchdown. All right. And we would explain this with the terminology clear possession inbounds with a body part inbounds. But if we have any doubt whatsoever, when in doubt, incomplete pass, wipe it out. Next philosophy, fumble or no fumble. When in doubt, it is not a fumble. No cheap turnovers. So during this kick return on the very first play of the game, no better time than to have a huge play of the game be right from the beginning. Be ready to go right away. So as we play this back, all right, does the ball carrier lose possession prior to hitting the ground or after hitting the ground? When in doubt, no fumble. All right, we have to have clear loss of possession of the ball prior to that body part down for us to call fumble and turn the ball over. No cheap turnovers by philosophy. When in doubt, no fumble. We have heard Nate Newhouse in preseason meetings, in clinics throughout the state, say, when in doubt, is it flagrant or not? It is not. When in doubt, if it's an ejection or not, it is not an ejection. All right, so on this play, we're going to have some activity at the end of the play by number 2 and number 0, and here comes the flag. All right, so forget about the flag, but we're going to have conversations with the players. We're going to have conversations then with our fellow official. All right, when we have this type of behavior, get the officials together and discuss. This is what I saw. What did you see? If there's any doubt whatsoever in this discussion of a UNS or personal foul only versus an ejection, when in doubt, it is not an ejection. Another example of catch no catch, this time interception near the ground. All right, we already know when in doubt, wipe it out. And we see the line of scrimmage official here show for certain there is doubt. All right, so when in doubt, he's going to his fellow official to see if they would have a look at it. We are not sure. So when in doubt, we're going to wipe it out, incomplete pass. All right, now mechanically, umpires, especially on short passes in the middle, you are going to have the best look at these type of plays. So when you have the opportunity to turn with the pass in the middle, towards the side, you're going to have the best look at it. And unfortunately, as this interception is being made, his own teammate, number 1, gets in the way. All right. So umpires, just be aware when you are in the middle of the field, many times you have the best angle at those catch and no catches, but the crew properly, when in doubt, they are not 100% sure, wipe it out. For us to have a turnover interception here, we have to have 100% certainty that it's an interception. Some rule reminders for blocks below the waist. It is legal for the lineman within 1 yard of the ball on their initial charge to block below the waist. Defensively, these 2 linemen are the linemen on the line at the snap. These 2 players are more than 1 yard off the ball, so therefore they cannot be legally blocked below the waist. And as this play goes, one of those players who started beyond 1 yard did get blocked below the waist. Illegal block below the waist, blocking a player who was not a lineman. Next play, we're going to have a chop block. We have the left tackle, left guard. All right, it's not much by that left tackle, but the left guard clearly goes below the waist legally on the initial charge on a lineman. But we also have that high block. When in doubt, on these chop blocks, one is low, one is high. If there's a true judgment on a safety foul, when in doubt, it is a foul. An NFHS rule, illegal participation. This is not in any other rule set that players, coaches, and fans see. When a player intentionally goes out of bounds, which this player does at this moment on this play, he is going out of bounds intentionally. That player cannot then come back in bounds and affect the play. And what he winds up doing is touching the free kick, preventing the opponent from recovering the free kick beyond the restraining line. So this is a clear example of illegal participation. Background of this story, the flag is thrown and the player says, why can I not go out of bounds and touch the free kick? It's a kick out of bounds then. They do it on Saturdays all the time. Coaches watching this training tape in high school, if they intentionally go out of bounds and affect the play, it is illegal participation in NFHS rules. 8-man playoffs starting this week. A little 8-man action game here. We got 2nd down and 4. And as we play this out, running back gets stalled, but our threshold of forward progress is going to be a lot larger when we get inside the 10-yard line. It's sort of the philosophy of hard spot versus soft spot. If it's outside the 10, most likely we're going to find a yard line. When we're inside the 10, every inch counts. Spot it hard. Same thing with forward progress. We're going to give a little bit more leeway to have that ball carrier to continue to fight for that positive yardage to get that ball closer, if not into the end zone. However, it's got to be the ball carrier. We clearly see teammate encircle, grab, pull, push, and aid the runner towards the goal line. This is a perfect example in NFHS rules that a teammate grabbed, encircled, pulled, pushed a teammate forward towards the goal line. Correct call, aiding the runner. This play was sent in a few weeks ago, and the question was, is this a legal side block or is this an illegal blindside block? And to see this type of action, you have to see the block from the beginning, middle, and to the end. All right, so you see number 2 going to block the opponent. And at this time right now, that opponent is actually embracing for this block. That's telling us as officials, they see this block coming. Is it a side block? Yes. But since it's not outside the opponent's vision, they're giving us information that they see the block coming. This is a legal side block. Correct ruling, no flag, touchdown. To finish off training tape number 9, we're going to have a 2-play vignette of when in doubt. We're going to have a scrimmage kick, and the ball is going to be touched by the receiving team, and then the when in doubt comes into play. We all know when the ball is touched by the receiving team, the kicking team now can legally recover the ball, and it will be 1st and 10, or in this case, potentially 1st and goal. We also know the status of the ball, since it is not possessed, is still a kick. And anytime a kick ball touches the goal line, the result of the play is a touchback. So as this play goes in slow motion, we have a touched ball that could be recovered by the receivers and advanced by the receivers, can be recovered by the kickers, and where they possess it, it's dead by rule. And if it gets into the end zone, it is a touchback. Nobody has to cover it up in Federation rules as kick status. So the ball is still loose. Ball is still loose. Did not touch the goal line at this point. And now we have number 14 for the kicking team possessing the ball. Question is it clearly possessed here, or is it not clearly possessed until he rolls into the end zone? When in doubt, no cheap scores. So that has to be clearly uncontrolled until he enters the end zone for this to be ruled a touchdown. If there's any doubt of does he possess the ball right here, since this is the kicking team, they cannot advance a kick. They could recover it now since it was touched by the receivers, but the kicking team cannot advance the ball. In my judgment, when in doubt, this ball was possessed at the 1 yard line, first down and goal at the 1 yard line for the black team. Same game, different team kicking this time. Once again, we have a touch of a scrimmage kick by the receivers. Either team can recover it. Only the receiving team can advance it. So now as we go, we now have momentum rule. And when in doubt, does he possess this ball or does he not possess this ball? We don't want any cheap turnovers. So when in doubt, he has possessed this ball at the 3 yard line. Momentum rule. All right. A kicked ball caught at the 5 yard line going in, we are going to throw our beanbag at the spot they possessed the ball. If the momentum carries them into the end zone and they are tackled in the end zone, we're bringing it back out to the momentum spot. As we let this play go, we see the ball come out. Now we have the when in doubt. Is this a fumble or not a fumble? When in doubt, it is not a fumble. No cheap turnovers. So a lot of when in doubts in this training tape. And when we go into this last week of games in Class C, B, and A, very important. The when in doubt philosophies are out there to prevent cheap things from happening. In D playoffs, now it's winner moves on, loser goes home. Use these when in doubt philosophies to allow yourself and your crews to have success, to not have your judgments when in doubts could help you. Nothing cheap happening. When in doubt, wipe it out. When in doubt, no fumble. When in doubt on major fouls, it is a foul. And when it comes to goal line plays, possession, when in doubt, call it where not a cheap turnover or cheap score is going to happen. Thank you for taking time out with PSOA today. We are going to continue playoff version training tape in week 10. Officials out there working Class D playoffs, congratulations on that playoff assignment, and prepare and do the best you can do on and off the field. Class A, B, and C officials, every game is important. No matter what the records are, no matter what the score is, that game is important to somebody. Officials, remember, you're only as good as your last call.